Welcome back. It has been nearly 5 weeks since I finished my fastest known time attempt on the Sheltowee Trace. And I am actually heading south back down the Daniel Boone National Forest currently, but not for a backpacking trip this time. I'm actually on my way to an event in Livingston, Kentucky, right in the heart of Daniel Boone National Forest, called The Gathering. It is an event where all of the end-to-enders for this year and 2020 are getting together to celebrate their through hike of the Sheltowee Trace. It's a potluck dinner, there'll be some entertainment, and just a great time of fellowship and mingling with other backpackers from the Sheltowee Trace. So I have been offered a 15-minute time slot to speak at this event tonight to share my experience of my FKT, and really looking forward to this. Thanks for coming along with me down to Livingston, Kentucky. And I'm actually not driving currently. I'm a passenger in a minivan. So you'll never guess who's coming with me to the gathering. The Colonel!
I'm kind of an end-to-ender. I drove to both ends.
That's true. This is true. Glad the Colonel was able to go down with me to the gathering. We're gonna have a great time. Thanks for coming along. Colonel's hungry. Time for breakfast. So I signed up to bring a veggie tray for the gathering. Colonel, how did that go?
It was an epic fail.
We stopped at 2 grocery stores. No one makes vegetable trays.
Well, vegetables are out of season in December.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
So we picked up 2 shrimp cocktails. Everybody loves shrimp cocktail. The 49er Diner! I'm having nightmares right now. Actually, they're called daymares right now.
Daymares. Day terrors.
This was the painful walk from Wildcat right over there. We are here at Fireglow Forest Riverside Campground and Cabin Rentals.
Sounds awful.
Are you kidding me? That thing had to go off?
Yes.
All right, we have arrived at Fireglow Forest River Campground. Let's check this place out. First impressions, very nice. Basically just one big room with a loft. Colonel, are you gonna be able to walk up those stairs?
Oh, I'll see why not.
There's not much of a snoring buffer, I'll tell you.
Ooh. Sound travels up, so it should be all right.
I hope so. The back deck. A lot of new construction around here because they had a 48-foot flood. And there's their second cabin right over there that floated off the foundation. This one stayed. This is the beautiful Rock Castle River down here. I actually walked across the Rock Castle River when I crossed the Lamero Bridge. It's a beautiful river, but it is hard to believe that that river was 48 feet higher than it is now. Taking a little drive to Wildcat Monument. Colonel's never seen it, and I have obviously been through there twice during my Sheltowee Trace through hikes. Be kind of neat to see it again. Well, we are here at Camp Wildcat Battlefield. I thought I'd bring Colonel up here and show him where I put my food resupply bag back in 2019 on my first FKT attempt. Originally, I had walked all around down there behind the bathroom trying to find a place to hang my bear bag, and I could not find a place. So I ultimately ended up going up those stairs there, and about 50 yards back in the woods, I found a good place to hang the bear bag, the food resupply bag, and everything worked out good. But man, I remember it feeling so good to get to this location, because this was about the halfway point back in 2019. The halfway point now currently is pretty much I-75, just about 5 more miles down the driveway there. So yeah, we're gonna hang out here for a few minutes, reminisce about the past, and relax before we head over to the gathering. If I felt like hiking today, I'd go check out Hoosier Knob. Colonel, you feel like hiking to Hoosier Knob 3/4 of a mile?
Let's roll.
Are you serious? We might go hiking. All right, leaving Wildcat, heading back to the cabin before getting ready to go to the gathering.
I feel like I'm getting ready for a high school prom.
Getting ready to turn on the road that goes to the 49er Diner, and I remember walking up along here just in absolute misery looking for a place to set up camp. And I think I actually thought about going up this little stairs right here because I saw a light up there. I just did not think I could make it to the top of the hill past the diner. Cars were just whizzing by me and it was getting really cold. I remember feeling that cold air on my face. And I remember thinking that these people that were passing me at 10:30 at night walking up the road with a backpack were just probably thinking, what is this moron doing out here walking up this road 2 feet away from getting hit? But I-75 is right up here. We're gonna go check out the place I camped at above the 49er Diner, about a half mile past the 49er Diner. 2 years in a row, well not 2 years in a row, but in 2019 and in 2021, I camped in the exact same spot. Let's go check it out. So here we are crossing I-75. I stopped and filmed both years right there. It's always been pitch black. So I brought Colonel here to this location on the way back from the Sheltowee Trace. Colonel, what do you think about this?
It's crazy. I promised this poor van that I wouldn't go up this road again.
I could have camped right here. There's a nice flat spot.
I don't know why you didn't.
Like right up there. That's where I should have camped. That looks flat. It's hard to see what is flat around here when it's pitch black. It feels so weird to be up here in the daylight. Both times that I've been through here hiking is pitch black. And I remember getting off of the road like 3 times trying to find a level spot to set up my tent. And where I did find a place to set up my tent, there was like an inch of soil and then rocks. And it was so hard to get my tent post in, or my tent stakes in. All right, there's the Colonel's van right on the forest road. And right up this little bank is where I set my tent up. Where did I camp at? Right here. This is the flattest spot I can find, right here.
You want to do it again and camp tonight here?
I don't.
I don't.
I remember it was a little bit of a slope right here. Definitely not the most comfortable place I've ever camped.
I really cannot believe we are here right now. I did not think I would be here until January when I take my family to Florida.
You're really gonna bring your wife and kids up here to show them this spot?
Absolutely. We're 3 minutes from the highway. Heck yes I am. This spot is going to be located on Google Maps for people to come visit. The Jason Wish camped here twice on 2 FKTs. Oh, we got a ticked off Jason Wish. He says there's a campsite up here. We're 60 yards from where he camped, and he found an awesome place to camp on top of this hill. He says there's a fire pit and a campsite up here. Let's go see it. All right, hang on. We'll be right back. Oh, we're here already. There it is. Just
I
under
wouldn't
the...
have started a fire.
Well,
But
obviously.
This was unknown to me when I was walking up here in the dark.
There's the van. You're farther off the road.
I am.
And I would have felt safer
Yeah.
doing that.
This is definitely further off the road. I mean, there's access right there though too.
Yeah, but not on the actual main forest road.
Yep.
You're on a
All right,
little
drop a pin,
secondary.
2022.
There it is.
And what makes that site so easy to remember is it's directly across from this wooden sign.
Or the intersection.
Yeah, the little intersection there. All right, back to the cabin. All right, we're back in the cabin. We're gonna take a walk over here and look at this foundation that the Rat Castle River destroyed. Hard to believe that a cabin floated away off this foundation.
Yeah, there's a wall laying down.
My gosh, it laid this wall down. So what I want to know, Colonel,
Nice fire ring.
yeah, how did that cabin get from there to there?
My God.
Did it go this way? I don't see it floating through here. That tree is still standing. It could not have made it through here. It had to go, it had to float. No, there's trees there too. Where did it go through? I just don't get it. I don't understand.
These limbs that move. I think they moved the limbs and it just...
I think it floated right through here.
Yeah.
That's why this fence is leaning right here.
Mm-hmm.
That is unbelievable. All right, guys, we're sneaking on the private property. We should not be doing this, but I really want to see this cabin over here. We're gonna sneak over there and check the cabin out. All right, we just realized that there's a door open on the camper. We're not gonna trespass. Let's go back. Well, hey, Colonel's gonna make it. What do you think, Colonel?
I need...
What are you doing?
I need the vacuum cleaner.
I think you need to go up there.
I need the vacuum cleaner.
No, I think you need to go up and see if your head has room to stand up.
I need the vacuum cleaner. There is a million.
Oh, come on. How bad can it be? Ooh, some dead flies.
Oh, it's terrible. Look under the bed.
There's no flies on the bed.
Under the bed. How are you not seeing that?
There's some crumbs.
Oh, gosh.
Look at this loft. Wow. How big is that loft, Colonel? You can't stand up straight.
It's sketchy. We're gonna do the Fireglow solid here. Oh, you gotta take it off that thing.
Oh my gosh.
There we go. Where's my camera?
Well, it's on the tripod.
Oh,
We'll come back and get it.
I don't get a camera?
Let's go get it set up here.
I want to tell people, hey, this is Jason Wish's camera, and they can talk to it as I mingle.
We have arrived at the location of the gathering here in Livingston. There is the Sheltowee shuttle van. Awesome. That's
I
so
got
cool to
a
see
question.
that. Yeah.
How come I had to shuttle you when there was a van that could have shuttled you?
They don't shuttle from Ohio. All right, let's go check this place out. We got shrimp cocktail.
Folks, he ain't done.
I'm done. We're here at the gathering, and it's starting to get crowded. It's going to be a pretty good turnout here tonight. They're expecting 200 people. This is Mr. Steve Barber right here in front of me.
So here we are at the gathering, the 2021 Sheltowee Trace gathering, and I was invited as a guest with Jason. Plenty of food on the tables. It is going to be a feast among feasts. Jason's fading fast. He's eating into his stomach lining. Man, I need some food.
White line fever. Cincinnati, Ohio. We are getting busy here now, folks. There's over 100 people in here. Colonel's here.
Wanted to stop out real quick and get a shot of the cars. This does not do it justice. There are cars just in every alley, in every parking lot around Livingston here. And Livingston's a small town. So, you know, this is a big event in a small town, which is great. And, you know, so far the people I've met, you know, a lot of people that have, most of these people have section hiked the Trace throughout the year of 2021, and since they did not have a gathering in 2020 because of COVID, they are recognizing these individuals as well, and groups that have thru-hiked the Sheltowee Trace. We're going to go back in and enjoy the rest of the party and see how this evening unfolds.
Guys, this is Anthony Privet. This is Lori Hill, another end-to-ender. Two more end-to-enders, Teresa and Kathy.
Hey, hey, hey.
Guys, I got a whole crew of end-to-enders here. Julianne, Renee, Tracy, and Marissa. All end-to-enders of 2021 Sheltowee Trace.
Let's hear it.
Another end-to-ender, 2017 and 2021, Rusty Paget.
Nice to meet you, brother.
Good job, Rusty. Guys, this is Billy Sherwin, 2013 end-to-ender, owner of Double Dog Adventure Shuttle Service, right?
Yep.
Congratulations, man. Great to finally meet you in person.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to meet you, man.
Thank you. Guys, I'm here with Michael Henson, 5-time end-to-ender of the Sheltowee Trace. Absolutely unbelievable. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's got to be a record or something.
Oh, it's not a record. There's one tonight.
Is that right?
I think 8.
Is that right? Man, that's unbelievable. We have Jim Thacker here, 3-time end-to-ender, 19, 20, and 21. That's pretty incredible. Very nice to meet you, Jim.
Thank you. Nice meeting you, Jason.
Things are hopping here now at the 2021 gathering. It's getting filled up.
The Colonel loves him some good picking, and we got good picking here tonight. They've even got merch for the Trace. I like it. Jason did not tell me that we're singing, so I may have reconsidered this invitation.
And guide her through the night with the light from above. Heaven's majesty above the fruited plain. Oh, this land was made for you and me. One more time, this land is yours.
Just a few things to note here. As you know, STA started in 2009, and since that time, the Daniel Boone has been a partner with STA and all of you. You have a great board, you have a great director, and you have a bunch of great volunteers here in this group. And it's good to be with you all tonight.
A couple of months ago, he texted me, called me, whatever. I'm going to do this thing unsupported. I said, well, you know, young man, the last guy that tried that, we found him unconscious on Highway 89 in Rockcastle County for lack of protein and things called food. So that's going to be hard, very hard. But I wish you luck. And if you run into trouble, you got my number. He never called me, which didn't break my heart. But he ended up finishing what he wanted to finish, 343 miles of unsupported. I'll let him tell you what that means. To me, it just means, you know, crazy. But I'm an honest kind of guy. So we're honored to have back with us Jason Wish from Ohio, the holder of the unsupported fastest known time on the Sheltowee at 7 days, 16 hours, and 46 minutes. Will you please welcome Jason Wish?
Thank you so much for that warm welcome. I really appreciate that. First of all, I want to thank Steve for allowing me, and the association for allowing me to come up here and take some of this time tonight to talk about my unsupported attempt. I started looking at it this year thinking, you know, no one has ever set an unsupported FKT on the Sheltowee. I was like, I think I could do that. I want to be the first person to go start to finish with everything on my back, no support. Colonel couldn't come and give me food supplies. I couldn't stop at a gas station. I couldn't stop anywhere. I couldn't stash a food bag anywhere. I had to completely carry everything on my back from start to finish. When you're going for a record like that, your body's gonna burn a lot of calories. So in 19, I felt like I was starving myself even with 4,300 calories a day. So I upped my calories to 5,300 calories. And that ended up weighing 20 pounds. So over half of my pack, I used a 40-liter backpack, was food alone. So that really took a toll on my body, especially my feet. I felt like my knees, hips, ankles, my muscles, everything was able to handle the attempt just fine. I never really got sore anywhere except my feet muscles, and I think that's due to the heavy pack weight. It's hard to train for something like that. I mean, I put in about 1,000 miles of training for this attempt, starting back in middle of June, early July. That's when I really started getting serious about it. I lost about 11 pounds during those 7 days. I'm a thin guy already, so I couldn't afford to lose 11 pounds. I'm still working on getting that weight back. I got about 5 or 6 pounds to go. So of the 20 pounds of food weight, I ended up eating about 16 of it. I think it would have been about the right amount, but I had really serious stomach distress on day 2. I ended up only getting a 38-mile day instead of my 50 that I wanted to get every day. And yeah, I know that sounds a lot. But my original goal was to go sub 7, so I was shooting for 50 to 53 miles every day. So to get a 38, that was a big letdown for me. And I ended up having 4 pounds of food left over, so I was carrying this extra 4 pounds of food for the entire remaining 5 days after I wasn't able to eat it. I ended up deciding that I was going to quit in the middle of this 3 different times. I would get to the end of the day and think there's no way I can continue. My feet are too sore, my stomach's too sick, I just can't go on. And then I would get 3 or 4 hours of sleep. And I'd wake up feeling halfway decent, and I was like, all right, we're gonna keep pushing on. And I even called my buddy, the Colonel here, to get ready to come and pick me up on day 3 because I just didn't think I could finish. But I'm glad I persevered and pushed through the pain because it's a very rewarding to be able to do something like that and finish that. And I knew the memories that I would have from this would be worth it. That's part of the reason I do this. Even though it hurts and it's painful in the moment, the memories I have when it's all done is just unbelievable, and I'll have those for a lifetime. I did this in the end of October, the final week of October. So you know the days are very short that time of year. So I was probably on the trail for around 18 hours a day. So I had to get up. My plan was to be on trail at 4 a.m. every day and hopefully be where I wanted to be at the end of the day by 10 p.m. So that would give me 6 hours of camp time. That includes tent setup, tent tear down, cooking a warm meal, and sleep. Now, the plan didn't always work out. There was many times where I didn't roll into camp till 11:30 or midnight, and sometimes I got up at even before 3 a.m. to try to get back on it, the trail to catch back up. Another thing that was a surprise to me was how much I enjoyed the road walks this time. Most people do not want to be on almost 40 miles of road walk, but it seemed like every time a road walk section was coming, I had just came off a miserable, horrific section of trail that was just beat up by horses or ATVs or off-road vehicles. Just mud pit after mud pit and slogging through slop up to my ankles sometimes. And the road was always a very welcome change to kind of pick up my pace and try to get back on schedule. You know, I don't know if I ever want to do another one of these before. I get asked all the time, so when's your next one, Jason? I've mentioned it numerous times on previous videos if you follow me on YouTube, that I will never be doing one of these long distance FKTs again. However, it is very strange after it's all over and you start healing up. By the way, it's been 5 weeks tomorrow since I got off the trail. I'm just about fully healed. I don't have any more pain issues. I'm just trying to gain some weight back, and most of my energy is returned, but probably about 90%. There's a little part of me that is still not happy with my performance. So there's a little part of me that wants to go out and try it again. I know I can go sub 7. I know I'm capable of doing it. I had horrific weather conditions for 3 solid days, maybe 4. So the last 4 days of my attempt, it was just raining nonstop. Usually end of October, you get some pretty dry weather conditions, but not this time. It was just terrible. And I had a window of opportunity to do this at the end of October, and there was no flexibility in it, so I was kind of forced to just deal with the weather conditions that I had. One thing that I really appreciate about all of you who have followed me on either Facebook or my YouTube channel, or even the map share link, my Garmin map share link, that was really, really motivating to me. I know there was hundreds of eyes looking down on the little dot that was me moving across the map through the satellite. And just knowing that I was being watched, it sometimes helped me push further than I thought I was capable. So that was really motivating to me, having that Garmin map share link for many of you to follow. I'm not sure who it was that gave me a warning or heads up about the dogs near Todd Cemetery. Woo, they were rough, and among other dogs along the trail on the road walks. Unfortunately, I had some meat sticks available to feed them, and I got through unscathed. I guess I wanted to open some of this up for some questions. I mean, if anybody has questions on my training, my gear, my food, my thoughts on certain parts of the trail, I would love to just answer some of your questions. Here's one right back here. Good question. Why did I use a tent? Why did I take the time to set up a tent? I think the time of the year, usually that time of year, late October, most of the mosquitoes, spiders, snakes, or everything are kind of gone for the year because they're getting cold, colder evenings. I like there's a little bit of security there having a tent. I like to be able to spread all my gear out and know it's not going to be just like falling into the leaves, disappearing in the piles of leaves around me. So I use a Z-Pax duplex. It's like 19 ounces. I can set it up in 2 or 3 minutes. But I just like to have that area to spread all my gear out, prepare my food for the next day. I have tarp camped in the past, but I just didn't feel like I should do that this time. I didn't want to have to worry. I hate spiders, to be honest with you. That's the main reason. So hopefully that answers your question. Yes?
How much food did you have left over?
I had 4 pounds. So of the 20 pounds I started with, I ended up with 4. I think I would have ate most of that if I wasn't sick on day 2 and 3. There was a lot of things, several things that I didn't really enjoy. You think you're gonna like certain foods sometimes when you're planning, but you get on the trail, you maybe get a little queasy in the stomach after pushing a long day, or maybe just 3 or 4 days of eating the same thing in a row, you kind of lose the desire to enjoy that food. And for me, it was range meal bars. I tried a lot of new things this time. The range meal bars were hard for me to get down. And my kind of a homemade thing I put together, chopped macadamia nuts and sweet coconut, shredded sweet coconut. It was really high calorie per ounce, but it was very dry. So about 2 or 3 days in, I just had trouble eating those items. And those were some of the things that were kind of left over at the end. Yes?
Tell me a little bit more about the trench foot.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So I didn't really know what trench foot was. I thought that was something you got in World War II. I didn't know it was something you still got these days. About my 4th or 5th day in, the rains were cutting loose, and I didn't bring any kind of waterproof shoes or waterproof socks like sealskin socks or anything like that. I just used Injinji toe socks and Darn Tough socks. Sometimes I would combine them. I would use Injinji toe liner socks inside my Darn Toughs, and that seemed to be the good combo for me during a rain. There was less chances for me to get like a blister. I never got any blisters, maybe a couple small ones on my pinky toe, but the trench foot, or I called it pruned up feet, just wrinkles and folds, because it's like I have my feet submerged in water for just days and days. Usually it would dry out overnight while I slept, but nearing the end, it just would not go away. And it is so painful. I had no idea shriveled and wrinkled up feet from being wet all day would be that painful. It was hard to go on. And another thing I forgot to mention, I was at Heidelberg City Park after that long road walk, taking a break. It was midday, early afternoon, cooking a warm meal, and I left my ibuprofen on the picnic table. So I had to endure all the pain of that comes with a long distance through hike with no ibuprofen. And fortunately, I found a few Tylenols left in my bag from a prior hike, and I had ibuprofen PM. So I was able to take them in the evening to relieve the pain to help me go to sleep. Yeah, that was rough. I mean, I almost threw in the towel several times just because of the shriveled up and wrinkles all over my feet. I think if I was to encounter those exact conditions again, I would probably bring a pair of waterproof socks with me to be able to hike through all that mud and rain. The worst parts of the trail, by the way, for me during my hike was after John Muir Overlook going southbound, right after No Business Overlook, whatever it's called, No Business Mountain, whatever. And you drop that back down to the South Fork of the Cumberland, I believe. From there, it's like 3 or 4 miles to Station Camp, and then from Station Camp to Charrette. It about killed me. I mean, I'm down to 1.5 miles an hour, slogging through ankle, foot deep in water and debris the entire time, and I was mentally, physically taxed 100%. I'd pretty much given up, but I made it to Charrette, what seemed like an eternity, and fortunately was able to push on. I saw a question over here. Anybody else? Yeah.
Well, I just thought maybe you had a top note. You said you had memories that you have for the rest of your life.
You get very emotional when you go through something like this. you experience feelings and emotions that you don't think you're ever going to feel. At least for me. I had so many highs and lows. And I just remember thinking, I would be in one of those highs, playing one of my favorite audio clips in my headphones and thinking about the end, thinking about my buddy's going to be there. And I didn't know at the time my wife was going to be there. My wife surprised me at the finish line. And it's just an amazing feeling thinking about completing this and knowing that I'm gonna set the first ever unsupported record. So I guess that's the best way I can answer that. Last question.
Did you ever see or hear anything scary like a bear?
I did not. I wanted to see a bear. I was hoping to see something that I don't normally see in Ohio, and I did. Now that I think about it, I ran across a timber rattlesnake. I did not expect to see any snakes on the trail that time of year, but it was kind of warm when I was out there, so saw a nice big fat timber rattler I think right before Cave Run. He had his head in a hole though, so I wasn't worried. And then I ran across a black rat snake at one point that was curled up, looked like he was going to strike, but I did not know what he was. I found out later that it was just a black rat snake, I think. So, yep. So, all righty.
Stay right there.
Okay.
Let's give it a round of applause. As he was describing those places on the trail, I know some of you guys were having flashbacks. Please stay off the liquor and the beer the rest of the night, okay? It wasn't that bad. Wasn't that bad. Jason, we'd like to award you the second certificate. You're making a habit of this every 2 years. For the unsupported fastest known time, for successfully completing a 343 mile, we say 343 now, unsupported through hike, setting a new fastest known time of 7 days, 16 hours, 46 minutes, and you're titled the second time as a Sheltowee Trace end-to-ender. Congratulations.
This is the Hiker Challenge Group from 2020 and 2021.
Well, what a show. They sure put on a heck of a shindig for this. Very impressive get-together put on by a heck of a crew of people. So, what a thing to see.
There's the Colonel!
Hey, I made it back.
We just returned from the gathering. We were back at our little cabin. It's past 9 o'clock, getting a little tired. Had a great time at the gathering. It was so fun going up front and being able to share my experiences on the trace. A lot of great stories that were told tonight. Met a lot of great people that have hiked the Sheltowee Trace. Colonel, what's your thoughts on the gathering?
Gee whiz, it was way bigger than I thought. I mean, and not just people, way bigger as far as put together at a level I didn't think it was going to be. So very well organized.
Yeah, a lot of good food. A lot of people that were recognized for their end-to-end accomplishments. And many that had hiked it 5, 6, 7, even 8 times.
Gee whiz, yes.
I got a long way to go. Good morning here at Fireglow Cabins. We are on our way to the 49er Diner. Colonel's in for a real treat.
Oh,
Listen to that lovely high idle
yeah.
hum. That's the perfect place to sleep. Let's go get us some 49er Diner breakfast. Oh, buddy. Got some interesting places we're going to visit on the way home.
Oh yeah.
Stay tuned. Western omelet, home fries, and biscuits and gravy. Here at the 49er Diner. What's your thoughts, Colonel?
Some kind of coffee. We don't know what it is yet.
I'm glad I got a full belly, but in my opinion, it was definitely nothing to write home about. What's your thoughts, Colonel?
Yeah, it was an experience.
Yeah.
It wasn't no Cracker Barrel.
No.
That's for sure. Almost
This is
camped
where
right there.
This is where Colonel almost camped.
I abandoned it because of the high idle diesel tracks.
Yep. Crossing the Kentucky River here in Heidelberg. We're going to stop over here at the Heidelberg City Park and see if my ibuprofen is still here that I left during my thru hike. Well, hi buddy, how you doing? This is the same dog that I fed some of my food to while I was here cooking dinner under the awning here. Hey buddy, come here. Do you remember me? Yeah, you're a good dog. Don't be scared. He was really, really skittish the last time I was here too. So I cooked myself a peak refuel meal up here, a freeze-dried meal, when I was coming through here on my FKT. And this beagle was here hanging out with me the entire time, and I was throwing him little pieces of meat from my meal. All right, let's see if the ibuprofen's here. I can't imagine after 5 weeks my bag of aspirin or pills would still be here.
Which table was it?
I sat right here. It would be laying, my pills would be right here. I had all my gear spread out on that bench.
I mean, it could have blown.
Yeah? Well, we're gonna look around real quick. I think we need to give this dog a name. Instead of Buddy. Hey buddy, what'd you do with my ibuprofen? Where did it go? Who took it? Who took it? It's the local park dog. Well, unfortunately, no ibuprofen. That would have been amazing to find my bag of vitamin I, but not so fortunate. I've made a new friend. My little buddy. It's kind of cool coming back here and seeing this area again. Well, we're gonna hit the road, make our way towards Whittleton Campground, Natural Bridge State Park, and Miguel's Pizza. We made it to the Natural Bridge area just down the road from Miguel's Pizza, which is where we're heading next. Unfortunately, Whittleton Campground was closed, Middle Fork Campground was closed, so the next best thing was here at this shelter house. Comes with a nice big grill rack, and it even has its own fire pit inside. Perfect. We're struggling with this fire a little bit, but it is a glorious day. Getting ready to take off, fly the drone up there to the top of the Natural Bridge area.
Jason's on his way to Miguel's Pizza. I'm gonna stay here, mainly just to keep the fire going. Well, not really keep it going. Obviously, we're both not gonna go and leave a fire unattended. Oh, here comes Jason. Pizza delivery.
Crossing a river to the shelter house. Hot and fresh Miguel's Pizza. Here's the Colonel. He's hungry for some Miguel's Pizza.
There he is. He made it back.
Hot and ready, Miguel's Pizza, buddy.
Nice, there it is.
Woo-hoo! If you were curious what we got on our Miguel's Pizza, pepperoni, mushroom, onion, green pepper, banana pepper, garlic, and feta. Pretty tasty.
A little skimpy on the cheese.
Yeah. Could have used a little more sauce and a little more cheese, but who's complaining?
Not me. I'm gonna take off from a pizza. I didn't order a drone on my pizza. Oh, this is the beautiful, the famous Miguel's.
They don't have
They
their
even
name
have
on
their
the
name
box.
on it. Gee.
Fresh baked pizza could be from anywhere.
Gee,
This is not from anywhere. This is Miguel's.
yeah, I know it looks like a gas station pizza box, but this is the legendary Miguel's Pizza.
Legendary.
Drone liftoff.
Look out, Colonel. 25's too fast.
20's too slow.
Miguel's Pizza. See you next spring. Well, another Kentucky trip in the books. Had a fantastic time at the gathering. Glad the Colonel was able to join me.
Oh yeah.
Entering back into Ohio right now. Thanks so much for coming along, guys. I really appreciate it. And until next time, I'm Jason Wish, wishing you a great time on your next adventure.